Hey everyone, Casey from Underground Circuit here. I got the chance to sit down and talk to IndyNXT driver Tymek Kucharczyk, who made his debut with HMD this season in St. Pete. The rookie driver is currently third in the standings and finished third at both St. Pete and Arlington. In this interview, Tymek tells us what it's like to drive in America versus Europe, who his inspirations are, and how this season is going. Tymek was a joy to talk to, and I hope you enjoy this interview. Thank you. So thank you so much for joining me. This is an honor. We were hoping to be in St. Pete this past year, but it didn't work out. Fell through last minute. But the race for St. Pete and Arlington looked absolutely fun watching on TV. How was it actually on those two tracks?
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It was interesting. My debut here in America, racing for IndyNXT first time. Big two events, really tricky tracks for the start. Street circuits are always
Mm-hmm.
a bit more difficult, a bit more tense, easier to make mistakes. But yeah, double podium, so can be
Yeah.
pretty proud of that. I was hoping for a bit more at Darlington, but it's racing. Sometimes you win, sometimes you come third.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it, and the race
but
got
yeah,
shortened down in Arlington, didn't it? Because of the weather and stuff. So yeah.
yes, it was really windy on Sunday, so they had to reschedule our race, and we raced in the morning,
Okay.
right before IndyCar. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a bit tricky. The race was very chaotic as well with safety cars and start, and it was
Yeah.
all a bit messy. But yeah, all in all, half an hour of pure racing was pretty fun.
Nice. And that track looked interesting. This is not even a question I written down, but watching on TV, the pit exit, that very small, what not small, it was a very tight corner coming out of the pit exit, was it not? Or am I getting that
Yeah,
wrong?
I mean, all the track was a bit like kind of
Yeah.
snazzy. A bit was a bit weird at first because it's more like stop and go. Some
Mm-hmm.
sections were really, really tight. Some sections were really wide. Um, Very bumpy track, but I think we all enjoyed it at the end of the day. I think for a lot of drivers, it was one of the most fun street circuits ever. Um, I've done Macau, so I don't think
Yeah.
anything can
Oh
beat
yeah.
Macau.
No, that track's
But
iconic.
yeah, but this track was really, really cool. It was really fun to drive. The flow of that track, the speeds you actually had. We couldn't run like maximum downforce because of the backstretch that was really long. So
Yeah.
it was a bit like, interesting. It was a bit funny, fun to drive as well. So no,
Nice.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the track.
Nice. Um, Getting to my actual questions I've written down. How is racing in the US compared to your experiences racing in Europe and stuff back home?
It's very different. I really can tell the differences. But at the same time, I enjoy it a lot. I think coming to America was a bit of unknown.
Mm-hmm.
From Europe, a lot of people in Europe are I would say not very keen about racing in America. For them, it's only about F1 and nothing more than F1. It just doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of an open-minded person, so I always loved America. I raced in America for like two events when I was karting in 2018 and
Oh,
2019,
nice.
and I loved it back then. So I knew the racing would be cool. The events are very, very different. The sensations you have from being a racing driver as well is just, I don't know, kind of like fresh in my eyes. And in my mind. So I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I think it's nice. It's raw. It's hard racing, but good fair racing. Um, so I think that the last weekend proved, the best form of racing possible. And yeah, I really enjoy it. I love it. I can tell a lot of things, but uh, I feel like people and surroundings, the environment is just so nice around me. I really couldn't end up in a better place.
Yeah, nice. I am biased. We've been to St. Pete. I've been to St. Pete the last 2 years, and my brother went with me first last year, for the first time. And I that track and that area is so nice. So I love that little area. So
Yeah, yeah, it's great, but all the street circuits are very nice because
yeah.
you have like all this, it's all like packed up, a lot of people in one place. St. Pete was really, really busy. Arlington was pretty busy
Mm-hmm.
too. So it was like just so nice to see all the fans and um, we're not the big series, but the grandstands were full. A lot of people were asking for our autographs or
Nice.
pictures. So it was just a really cool experience. You're feeling like you're racing on a top level already, and you're just getting used to that pressure, the feeling of people watching you. You have, big IndyCar teams also above you, so they surely watch our results, watch our sessions. So I don't know, it's just kind of cool to prove yourself well.
Cool.
I'm glad that, in no matter what series I race, I just jump into the car, whatever it is, and try to squeeze maximum out of it. And I'm just happy that, another year and I'm able to fight at the very front from the very beginning,
Yeah.
which is good, which I was looking forward to this year.
Yeah, that's great. Are you looking forward to any specific track on the calendar coming up, like the ovals? I know that's a totally different ball game.
Yeah, I haven't completed a single lap on novel just yet, so I think that'll be very, very big unknown. But I'm looking forward to Oval. I've heard very, very interesting opinions. I think racing on ovals are very different to
Yeah.
standard, like, road course or street racing. So um I think it'll be interesting. It'll be a big change for me. I'll have to prove myself again. I have to adapt quickly. We don't have much testing on ovals. Um but yeah, I think it'll be very interesting. And like yeah, the classic ones like Road America, Laguna
Yeah, oh yeah.
Seca. Yeah, I think I'll have a lot of fun on this type of tracks too.
Yeah. IndyCar's got some good iconic racetracks to race at, so they're good.
Yeah,
They're good
absolutely,
fun.
absolutely. But
Um,
even like at the start of the season, I didn't have much experience on street courses. I've done Macau before, but I've done two races now, and I really like street circuits as well.
yeah.
So I think whatever, if I'm quick, I'll be happy with everything.
Exactly. I was saying
Yeah.
you're where you finished the first two races for your first two ones being on street tracks, especially Arlington that no one had experience with was I think a good one
Yeah,
look to the future of what's to come. So yeah, I think that's great.
absolutely. But at the same time, I feel like Arlington actually will be a bit easier for me because it's a new track for everyone.
Yes.
Like St. Pete, most of the drivers in the next have raced before in either IndyNXT or
Mm-hmm.
USF or whatever. And I was like totally fresh, completely new. I think I was the highest placed driver who never raced on that track before,
Yeah.
which is obviously good. And now, yeah, in Arlington, it was new for everyone. So I thought,
Yeah.
okay, if it's new for everyone, I'll be maybe able to adapt a bit quicker than everyone else and make it more of a my advantage. And I feel like I did for the first half of the weekend. But then, yeah, a bit messy qualify, and then a couple of mistakes in the races. Yeah, I didn't feel like I maximized that weekend. Just like I maximized St. Pete in my eyes, I didn't quite maximize St. Arlington. So
Okay.
yeah, a bit frustrated about that, but it's racing. We move on.
Yeah.
We gotta fight for the win for the next one.
Yeah, exactly. What's been the biggest adjustment moving into the IndyNext machinery or cars?
Um, I don't know. I don't know. A lot. A lot, but at the same time, everything felt very natural.
Oh, good.
Um, so like the car is the biggest I've ever driven before.
Yeah.
It's the most powerful I've ever driven before. Um, the tires are very different. The way the team works is kind of different. The way the American teams just and the environment, the spirit. It also feels a bit different. The weekend format feels different. The sessions itself, you're not in a pit box like in Europe. You're always like you have this fast lane and that type of stuff. I don't know. For me, it feels like a Star Wars movie, to be fair. Like, little toggers and everything just
Yeah.
going around, people running like, oh wow, this is like just before the war or whatever. Um, so it was quite funny. I'm always like, I keep getting used to it, but it is a bit of a shock.
Yeah.
Um, Well, yeah, as I said, HMD crew at HMD Motorsports team just gave me this really happy place where I can just develop myself, evolve, understand everything, just, session by session, day by
Nice.
day. And I'm feeling very, very comfortable, which is important for a driver because the more comfortable you are, the more the easier things
Yeah.
come. And then naturally I'll just get to speed lap by lap. I'm happy that we're starting on a strong note. We just gotta improve and fight for the win next time.
Yeah, keep track. Nice, nice. If someone's watching you race for the first time, what's something like specific, I guess, about your driving style, how you are on track, you would want them to notice, if that makes
I don't know. It's
sense.
don't ask me, ask IndyCar teams what they want. I'll try to do that. Um, but no, generally, I think, you know, the big and important thing is for sure being able to adapt to new environment quickly, new tracks, new car. Um, I think I proved again that I can do that. I think that's
Hmm.
really important because I probably had the least amount of time in a car before season started. I haven't done, let's say, like barber test or autobahn test because barber I had my cow race, autobahn I was still
Oh,
not confirmed. So all of the drivers had done at least 2 days more than me.
nice. Okay.
Um, So, it was never going to be easy, right? Not a lot of people know that stuff as well, that, I'm fully dependent on sponsorship. I'm
Hmm.
not able to drive, I don't know, like USF Pro cars, like other drivers do just to get some track time. Everything is like kind of new. I have to jump in and prove myself. So the fact that I'm able to adapt and extract most of the car, most of myself in this very limited time, I think it's a good thing because
Yeah.
yeah, we're fighting for podiums, and it could go like so wrong at the same time, and I wouldn't be very surprised because like St. Pete, I've mentioned that before, I was very much in my comfort zone. I wasn't very risky, and I wasn't on the limit all the time. I was quite safe with the walls.
Hmm.
I was leaving some margin, and at the end of the race, I said, okay, like I wasn't really driving that quick in my eyes. I wouldn't be surprised if I was 15th, but I finished third, which just shows, how high the potential is, I think.
Yeah.
And that's obviously a good thing. So,
No, it's a great thing.
there's a lot of the things that I can build on, a lot of things that I still have to learn. Um, but I consider it a really strong and positive start. I think this team really supports me, and I'm glad I was able to prove myself, show my potential as well, because, in a car team, it's not always easy to be the quickest, to be the best. But so far we're always at the top and trying to fight for the wins and pole positions. So yeah, it's been great, really positive start, and I hope people notice it.
Yeah, oh, definitely, for sure. We're on threads on social media and stuff, and there's a big IndyCar. People even watch it. Like, we tend to all tune in for IndyNXT and IndyCar, and then like everything leading up to Formula One and stuff. So it's definitely, I can tell you, it's being noticed. So, it's
Okay,
being
well,
talked about.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Was
Good to know.
there anyone on the grid already with IndyNXT that you knew from back over in Europe, or that you've raced against before?
Yeah, I've raced a couple of guys. I've raced like Max Taylor and Seb
Okay.
Murray in GB3. I know Jack Beaton pretty well from Junior Series. I think we've never raced before though. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, there are a couple of drivers that I know from Europe.
Okay.
Um, Also, we have a couple of drivers in my team that have really big experience
Yeah.
over in Europe, like, Juan Manuel Correa or Enzo Fittipaldi. Um, they were racing in F2, so
Yeah.
they must be pretty good. Um, yeah, so yeah, I think it's also getting more popular. The direction of America in the next
Yeah.
IndyCar. I think more kids, more drivers are coming from over Europe to try their uh, try their chances on IndyCar pathway. So I think it's cool. It's great for the series, for the drivers, for the level. We're racing, I think, most cars ever in IndyNXT, or like since I don't know 2008 or whatever. So so it's great. It means just the level is getting higher. The drivers that race in America are also better. So so in theory, it's a good place to just try and try become a professional race car driver.
Yeah. And is I guess what would your number one goal be? To make it all the way to IndyCar or go back home and race, continue there? What would you say the
Well, my all-time goal, my ultimate dream is obviously racing F1.
yeah.
Um, at the same time, um, I really want to become a professional race car driver. I want to make living out of racing. So, so at the end of the day, no matter what, I'll race. If I can race and live with it, I'll be happy. Uh,
Nice.
Racing is my passion. Racing is my life, and I want to do it for as long as I can. And I think IndyCar is is just a great point,
Hmm.
the potential point in my career. I hope that will happen. And because the series is just so big, is great cars, is really a lot of talented drivers. I want to race at the highest possible level, and let's be honest, the highest possible race level is single seaters, right? It's
Hmm.
Formula cars, Formula racing. So it doesn't really matter if it's F1 or IndyCar. The level is so high if you want to achieve a championship or win big races like Indy 500. You have to be top of the game. You have to be one of the best drivers in the world. So yeah, I think that what drives me. The the feeling of winning. I wanna go out there and win as many races as possible, as many championships as possible. Just dominate, humiliate every other driver, and
Just be the
this is
best. I get
just be the
it.
best. Yeah, just be the best.
I get it. I get
Yeah,
it.
that's my passion. That's what drives me. So yeah,
Nice. I have two more questions for you. First one is just a little silly. You got to celebrate your birthday in St. Pete, correct? How
yeah,
was that?
right.
First race
Oh, I
weekend, birthday.
I tried to make it like kind of calm, so no one really noticed it. I'm not a big birthday guy. At the same time, it was my 20th birthday, so
Yeah.
now I can say I'm old. So before that, it was like, oh yeah, birthday. No, I'm getting older, and I was like, oh shoot, I'm getting older. Yeah, it's that time. So so I tried to keep it like kind of quiet, but yeah, I think one of the drivers, my teammates noticed on Instagram,
Snitched.
whatever. Yeah, that is my birthday, so it's like, oh, big party, whatever. Everyone sang in a trailer. I felt like really awkward. I probably was very red as well. Um, but yeah, it was nice. It was touching.
Nice.
Having birthday on your first race weekend, um, it's kind of cool feeling. I think I gave myself the best birthday gift as well with a
Yeah.
podium, so it was a pretty cool weekend.
Nice. And then my last question, is there any driver, past, present, any series that you've looked up to the most, that's influenced you, like
Yeah.
inspired you? Who would it be?
I would say, as a poll, um, Robert Kubica, F1
Oh,
driver,
yeah.
probably my biggest influence. I was lucky enough to meet him. I was racing for his team in karting for 3 years,
Oh,
so
nice.
I can kind of say he was my mentor as well. We got to speak quite often and make phone calls, and he gave me some help. With driving, with setting up the card and so on. So it was really cool period of my time. At the same time, I always was looking up for like Ayrton Senna, his achievements in F1,
Yeah.
wet weather ability, skills he had was for me like, exceptional. And um, yeah, so probably these two drivers had biggest influence in my life. But at the same time, I think I wouldn't be here without my dad. He actually used to rally a bit when he was
Oh,
younger, when he
wow.
was like my age. He used to do like amateur rally. Um, then when I was born, he stopped it, and He just basically the passion of motor racing of cars, just fulfilled me.
Went to you.
And
Nice.
then yeah, it went me next, and then I got to race. I got to try racing, and I fell in love with the first lap I've done in a go-kart. So yeah, I think most of the time he was my manager, my coach, my safe place as well
Hmm.
for many many years. We used to race, went to go-kart races together like 20 times a year, to Italy and then come back by car. So we spent a
A lot
lot
of,
of time
yeah.
together. So yeah, without him, I'll probably never become racer this good, and hopefully a person as well, because he just had a massive influence on me.
Would you ever want to try rally? Rally's insane watching rally.
Yeah, I love rally. I love rally. I tried a bit of rallycross, like cross
Nice.
kart
Mm-hmm.
in Poland. I've never tried like proper rally car, but I think it will happen sooner or later.
Nice.
I'll just have to probably negotiate in my contract that I can do it.
Call up some
But yeah,
people.
yeah, I love rally. Yeah, Poland is more of a rally country rather than
Yeah.
racing country, so it's more popular rally than racing in Poland. Um, so it's great. Yeah, rally is insane. But yeah, the sensations you get from driving, on different tarmacs, different gravel types, and so on is just so cool. And yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, I tried a bit of that as well, but yeah, it's insane. Like the size of cojones you have to drive a rally
Yeah.
car is insane. So yeah, no, rally is really cool.
Nice. Well, that is all I had. All the questions I have for you. Thank you so much again for taking this time on a Friday evening to talk with me for a little bit. I really appreciate it.
No worries,
Good
no
luck
worries.
with the left rest.
I'm actually moving to Indianapolis now, so I don't
Oh,
know if you can
nice.
see, but
Oh,
like,
you're in the middle of packing.
I'm in the middle of unpacking stuff and sorting out. So yeah,
Nice. Well, I'll let you get back to packing. So,
yeah,
thank you so
yeah.
much, and good luck with the rest of the season. We'll definitely
Thank
be
you.
watching and cheering on. So, thank you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for your
Yeah.
time. Bye bye.
Yeah, of course.